Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
I wonder if you saw who's been taking special pandemic payments from tax dollars courtesy of Justin Trudeau, or phrased differently, did you see who Trudeau has chosen to enrich in this crisis? You can find some of that information on the Canada Revenue Agency's own website, which is actually sort of surprising to me. Any employer in Canada who has asked the government for a handout to pay for their staff. Here's what it looks like on the page. Use the CEWS employer search below to search for employers who have received or will soon receive the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. To protect the privacy of individuals, only corporations will be disclosed. And you can just type in any company's name to see if they signed up for one of Trudeau's wage subsidies. It won't tell you how much they received. It won't tell you the names of the employees, of course, but it'll tell you if the company took the cash. Now, before I go further, I think I should tell you, I believe that there's a fairness to these wage subsidies in this way. If the government tells a company that they have to shut down, which I think is legally questionable to begin with. So if the government is forcing companies to stop operating so they can't earn money, well, then they can't very well pay their staff if they can't earn revenue. So you shut down a restaurant, for example, you're going to see massive unemployment of waiters and waitresses and cooks. So if you don't want that to happen, and you're the politician who caused this problem, I do think it's fair in many ways to subsidize those wages if you want those staff to still be on payroll. I disagree with the lockdowns and the shutdowns, but if you're a politician who's doing them, it makes sense that you provide some sort of compensation for the wreckage that you, the politician, have caused. The real way to help companies, of course, is to let them operate and let people choose their own risk level, not to give little trinkets and baubles and payouts to people to patch the damage you've done. But let's take a look at this program. Let's use the search engine on the Canada Revenue Agency website. I'm going to type in the word, China. If you type it in, you'll see that 132 companies with the word China in their name got these wage subsidies. Now, a lot of them, of course, are Chinese restaurants with that word in their name. Now, I say again, I support that. If you're punishing restaurants, it's fair to support them. Obviously, they're in Canada. The word China there refers to the cuisine, not the nation. But look there. Air China Limited is the second and the third entry. And if you go to airchina.com, you realize what that is. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's one of the largest airlines in the world. It's a Chinese airline. Not ethnically Chinese. It's the dictatorship of China, the People's Republic of China. It's traded on the stock market. It has a market capitalization of just under $100 billion. I say again, it's based in China. It was created by the Chinese Communist Party. It's worth a staggering amount of money, extremely rich. And Trudeau took your tax dollars to pay their wages during the lockdown? What else is on the list? Oh, look at that. The Bank of China, one of the largest banks in the world, one of the richest banks in the world. It's also traded on the stock market. Its market capitalization, that's how much all its shares are worth in the stock market, just under $1 trillion. So it's almost as big as Apple, for example. And Trudeau's paying their wages, the Bank of China. It's owned by the Chinese government. We're paying the wages of the Bank of China, owned by the Chinese government. They must be laughing so hard at us. Everyone's in there. Bell Media, enough with the Chinese companies, Bell Media. Hey, did you know that you are bailing out Bell Media with your tax dollars? Rogers Communications. Every connected elite billionaire is in there at the trough. Aren't Bell Media and Rogers Media, these are internet companies, cell phone companies, aren't they and the rest of them, aren't they actually making out like bandits in this lockdown? Isn't it the case that basically everyone is cooped up at home and using the internet more, watching TV more, streaming shows like Netflix more than ever? And we're paying Rogers and Bell and the Bank of China. What on earth are we doing? Oh, and every one of our media competitors are on there. Torstar, That's the owner of the massive Toronto Star, largest newspaper in Canada. They're already receiving $110,000 per week from Trudeau through the media bailout. Well, they want more, naturally. No wonder they love the lockdown. I just typed in random names. I see the Toronto Raptors network is getting money. I'm so glad. You know, whenever I see a professional sports franchise that's owned by billionaires and whose players are millionaires, I want to make sure that we're subsidizing them with our taxpayers' money. So yeah, these are profiteers. Like in any war, you have people profiting from the crisis. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.